had a, well, he studied accounting and then went to grad school there, and I'll tell you more about that. So here it is, Mr. Michael Lynch.
Hit the computer button. See it lit up? Just hit computer. On that, those little buttons up there. See where it says computer? Should come up. Hit it. There it is.
Well, War Eagle, everybody. I'm Michael Lynch, and Harris and I have been buddies for a long time. Some of the folks he studied with at Georgia, later on took classes in graduate school. Some of them told professors. When I was in graduate school, I worked on a project here in Auburn, and kind of got Harris to help me. We've kind of been buddies ever since, and he asked me to come down here. I put a lot of thought into what I wanted to talk to you all about, and try to think about some stuff that you don't learn in school here. I remember it wasn't that long ago when I was here at Auburn. So much in the textbook and the classroom is completely different from the real world. I've put a lot of thought into why this, and hopefully we can address some of the things and kind of address some of the things that are so important in real estate that they really don't talk to you much about here at Auburn. Graduated here from Auburn. I got an accounting degree. We didn't have a real estate society when I was here. We had a Beta Alpha Psi, which is a honorary accounting department. Went to UAB. I wanted to go to law school originally. I worked for Bradley Abraham. It's a law firm in Birmingham. I did their legal research. They picked 4 folks every year. They generally put a spot for Auburn or Alabama every year. Most of them take kids from Yale and Princeton. And so I got the token job, and they paid for my graduate school, and then decided working there for a while, realized that's not what I wanted to do, so I went and got a master's in real estate valuation. And the reason I did that was the guy I eventually worked for kind of steered me in that direction. Talked to me about how much money you make as a lawyer, what kind of stuff you do as a lawyer. Why don't you come work for me? He's more of an entrepreneur, I guess, than a real estate guy. I'll talk about him later. He really subs me out to families. There's a handful of old families in Alabama that owned a bunch of land here for a long time, and they love trading land, and they use me to do most of their due diligence before they buy a tract of land, and that's primarily what I did the first year and a half until the credit market started shaking out a little bit. What I've learned is a lot more important than what I do every day. Instead of talking to you about projects that I work on and who I work for and the stuff that we bought and sold, I figured I'd try and tell you a little bit about what I've learned. All right, I guess I'm going to try and get you all involved. What do y'all think is the most important thing in becoming a good real estate professional? Is it education? Is it integrity? Is it experience? What's that?
Personality.
Personality? Okay, what about you guys?
I agree, like people skills.
People skills?
Mm-hmm.
What else do y'all think? What's important?
Knowledge.
Knowledge, education. What is integrity important? Is having a good reputation, is that important in this business? What about experience? I mean, can you have a bunch of degrees? Can you be an academic like Harris and with no real work experience? Harris has a lot of work experience, but if you just got a bunch of PhDs, would you be successful in real estate? And what do y'all think? This is when I was figuring out what to talk to you about, and I was talking about this with the guys I work with, and we were talking about what's more important. Is it education? Is it experience? Is it integrity? And who you are, what kind of person you are. And I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think it's a little bit of all. I mean, you can't just have one piece of the puzzle and be successful in this business. You really have to have everything. And anyway, what about just a show of hands in here? How many people in here always keep their word? Show of hands. Anybody ever, nobody's honest all the time? What about, can people depend on you when times get tough? Anyway, you treat me like, well, getting out, I was curious on how many folks would raise their hands. Nobody can always keep their word. Nobody can never manipulate the truth. And what I'm going to talk about later on in here is that we're all human beings, and that we all susceptible to go and doing the wrong thing and not doing the right thing. That there's a lot of pressure in this business because there's so much money involved. I'm not talking about selling houses or doing appraisal work. I mean, when you all get to start working on some bigger deals and there's millions of dollars at stake and you're competing against other folks, folks are going to talk about your reputation. People are going to say that you don't know what you're doing, that you're a liar, that you're a cheater, that you don't know anything about this business, that they know everything. That people are going to sneak behind your back or deal with folks, and they're going to go behind your back and they're going to try and get all the money themselves. You're going to see all kinds of stuff that they don't talk about much in class. And the only way you can't avoid it. And really the only way to do it is to be really smart and be very honest. So when people do talk about you, and most of the time folks that are doing that are real dishonest, and over time folks will see what kind of person you are. But the real estate business is probably one of the dirtiest, or brings out the worst in humans, just because of the greed and the money and everything that's involved in that. But y'all are seeing on Wall Street right now, and seeing Lehman Brothers go down, and AIG go down. That's all because of greed. And what happens when you do whatever it takes to get that position, to get that sale. This is I know it looks like a 6-year-old did this, but I wrote this. I don't know, you probably don't figure out this kind of stuff out in your economics class, but when you start working and you get these opportunities to start working with folks, you're going to have decisions you can make. And some folks that you're going to work with are going to put pressure on you. Let's bend the truth this way. Let's make it look this way. Especially if you're smart, you can make the numbers look like anything you want to. You can make them look as rosy as you want to, with just a little tweaking and understanding kind of how the system works and how the game works. And you can make a bunch of money in real estate right out of school if you work with the right folks. But what I want to show y'all is this happens. That there's a set of actions that you can take, and if you choose one direction, it's going to go one way. If you choose another direction, it's going to go another. And if you choose the easy way, or you choose to manipulate the truth and be dishonest, you can make a bunch of money really fast. But in the long run, that'll all catch up with you. People won't want to do business with you. People don't want to trust you. They won't give you, your deals will get smaller and smaller. And if you do it the hard way, it takes a long time to build credibility. I mean, people have to see you work for years and years and years. And you have to be honest every time. And eventually your careers can take off. That people will give you all the work you can handle. They'll trust you with bigger and bigger deals. And I just hope y'all can see that and understand that, and at least remember it later on in life. But people talk about honesty and integrity all the time in the classroom, but it doesn't mean anything. When people at work talk about, always tell the truth, always do this, but it doesn't matter. You're going to be in so many situations where you're going to have to, somebody's going to ask you to do something a little dishonest, and you either say no and you give up $25,000, or you say no and you give up $100,000. It's whether you decide to do that or not. Really determines what kind of person you become. Nothing out there is black and white. It's, in the textbook it's either this or this. The world is so complex and there's so many different things coming in. Anyway, people are really smart. If you're trying to sneak around, if you're trying to do something dishonest, over time people are going to see right through you and they're not going to do. I use this as an example. People don't remember Jesus because what he said or what he preached about, or Julius Caesar. That's Julius Caesar being killed by sin. I don't know how many people here read Shakespeare or study history. But these two folks are kind of on the end of the bell curve, on opposite sides. And what I wanted to leave you with a picture is that the legacy he left is because of the actions, and whether Christian or not, everybody studied what he did living. And that Julius Caesar, Scrooge's best friends, people that trusted him the most, to arrogance, pride, greed, all the emotions that we all have as humans factor into this. And I love out the country.